As some of you know, I have been hunting for ages to find what echo I want to use in my live performance case. Well, I finally hit upon not only an echo, but a whole chain around it that has me happy. I wanted to share that with you. The chain includes a stereo mixer, the Intellijel Mixup, a stereo filter, the WMD Overseer, and a stereo delay, the 4MS dual looping delay. I have my mono effects send from my mixer coming up to channel 1 on the mix-up. I'll bring it up and get some delay. The 4MS dual looping delay can be externally clocked, and I've set it up to basically be clocked on 16th notes to follow what's happening over here with Euclidean circles. And even more important, each channel has its own time division. Any integer from 1 to 16, as well as a 1.5 number. So rather than being locked into binary beats like this, divisions of 2 or maybe a triplet, I can start putting the channels in different beats. Here's a straightforward half and quarter notes. We can try triplets and halves, 16ths and halves, 16th and quarter, 16th and triplet, and other combinations like that. I can also go to irrational divisions, like 5 beats and 7 beats. And just to show how that is, we're going to go ahead and bring up 2 beats per measure. So they're happening on the 5 and the 7 before the 8th, 16th note in this bar. I can create all sorts of interesting patterns by playing around with the different divisions. Now you can hear the stereo effect. That's why I went with a stereo mixer in the setup, as I wanted to pan the left and right channels separately on the 4MS digital delay. I'll go back to 1 beat per measure. Now what I've also done is I've taken the sends for both channels, routed them to stereo inputs on the mix-up, but flipped the 2 channels left and right, so I can get a ping-pong delay. That's on level 3 here. So you hear the continuing beat. And the interesting thing about ping-pong is you'll get a left, a right, a center, because left plus right and right plus left equals the same delay, and then they'll split up again. Let's go to faster delay so you can hear this more clearly. Now the fun thing is, with all these different divisions and with feedback, you can create all sorts of interesting patterns just by changing the delays, even with just something simple like 1 hit every measure. And if I go to 2 hits per measure, you get a lot of fun going on here. Do that with kicks. I could also do that with hi-hats. I got kind of a sick hi-hat sound programmed on Crucible right now. And again, I can create different patterns. All sorts of really great rhythms going on by being able to change these 2 times to something other than your normal triplet, or divide by 2, or divide by 4 of your normal delay lines. Very cool. Now, I'm going to take my feedback out for now and play around with Overseer, my stereo filter. I'll engage it. When Overseer is at the 12 o'clock position, it's not doing any filtering. Going to the left is low-pass filtering, going to the right is high-pass filtering. Got quite a bit of resonance tuned in right now. You can hear the filter delays. I'll go ahead and speed up the delays so they fit in there more neatly rather than fall on the other side of my hi-hats. That's low pass or high pass. Now the other fun thing about Overseer is it has this tilt control where it will split the frequencies for the left and right channel filters. So let's go ahead and get some more division going here. Or by going to the other direction, you'll hear the stereo pattern reverse. And of course, I can bring in feedback now, which will go back all the way through the chain, including the filter. I can get a very sustained feedback, or I can go run away. Particularly with the resonance, you really hear it scream. I go back down just to one pattern. So this has given me endless joy to create all these different rhythmic variations just by changing the divide times for left and right delays. Particularly when I get to these irrational numbers like 5 and 9. This has been like having a new pattern generator in my system, because I can create all these interesting rhythms that don't follow your normal patterns with very simple trigger inputs. And having that resonant filter gives me an additional voice, a different percussion sound on the repeats than the main sound. Let's go ahead and get some kick in here again. A little bit of a busier hi-hat pattern. And that's part of the effect chain in my live system. I think this is finally settled. I think this is one part that's not going to change unless maybe I put one more effect in front of here. I'm thinking about putting a pitch shifter in front, just to get a little bit of that echophon type of action.